Yeah.
All right. So, I haven't done a case study on video, I think, ever. So I'm really excited about this.
Hey.
All right. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Millie. I'm a third generation energy healer and wealth strategist, and I help you manifest the life and business of your dreams. And today we're going to be talking to Gracia. So, Gracia, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Gracia Burns. I am a communication mindset coach, and I help people with creative problem solving solutions for their life and business and articulating their issues, their problems. And yeah, so I'm
I
so happy to.
love that. Listen, woman, when we first started, you didn't even want to use the word coach. I remember
Nope,
that. You were so
nope,
against using the word coach.
couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it.
No.
You had a block around that. You didn't want to even call yourself a coach. That's why I'm like, oh my God. In all my marketing, I'll be like, she's not even a coach. She doesn't call herself a coach. That
Yeah.
is so exciting. So we're going to be talking about, right, that timeline that no longer exists. You're not vibrating on that timeline anymore.
No.
And so can you tell us a little bit, share with us, like where you were in the timeline first when you found out about me, and then that transition to I have to work with Millie, like Millie's my coach.
When I found you, I I I was in a position of I know that I can be better, I can do better, I can have more. I know that it's there. I've always had a North Star of I'm going there. But I was in a place of so much chaos and uncertainty and stress and fear that I didn't know what to do. I was doing things, I was active, signing up for courses and creating a business and doing things. I was always doing, always doing. But I had no direction. I believed that I needed someone to hold my hand and guide me through it step by step. And I was ready. I was ready to find someone. And I am not on Facebook. That's always been an issue ever since the beginning of Facebook. So it's not something new. I'm not a Facebook person. I never have been. I've always had a block and an issue with that. And yet, just in course creation, we constantly hear in all the trainings and everything, Facebook is where you need to be. That's where all your people are. So I would do it, and joining the other freelance groups and business groups and entrepreneur groups and all of those things. And then honestly, I don't even remember how we met. We just did. Somehow you sent me a link to join your group, and I joined, I think, one of your live videos, and I'm the only one on live, and you're asking questions and I'm typing. I'm like, oh yeah, I have an answer for that. Or I have a question. I need some help. And since I was the only one there, you were talking to me. And I've watched all of your other videos. So I know that other people are watching, but I'm like, no, no, no. You're talking to me. I'm the only one here. This is for me right now. And then you had a drawing to win a free live session with you. And I won.
I remember that.
And like I had my old computer, so that didn't even have like my camera wouldn't even work right. But I was there, and you told me, because I can't remember if I was at my old house or here yet, but you told me to finish writing my book. I hadn't even finished my book, and I did because someone told me to. Okay, I'm going to do it. And Millie told me, I just met Millie, but she told me to finish my book, so I did. And I've lost count how many copies I've sold, but I've sold so many copies of my book, the first time ever writing a book. So yeah, I was ready. I was in a place where I was ready for a change. And I'd done the work by myself, and I was proud of that work, but I needed more, and I didn't know what to do. And you've said repeatedly that, when the student is ready, the coach will appear.
The master will come, the teacher will appear. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
And
Mhm.
that couldn't be more true than this moment because I was ready.
You were ready, you were doing all the things, but money wasn't coming in
Right,
from the things that you were doing for your business, right? At
right.
the level that you wanted it to. Not even because when we worked together, we crossed some things off the list. We did the healing work, right? What part of the healing work? Because we did a combination of strategy, healing, mindset work, which is what I do. You have to do it all. You can't ignore one part. And what part of the healing work was like massive for you? It made an impact. I know there was a lot of
A lot of healing work. I mean, short answer, all of it.
oh,
Short answer.
you can't pinpoint just one because they're all
It
connected.
We're all connected.
Mm-hmm.
Childhood trauma and relationships and even just myself, my own self-identity. I
Mm-hmm.
still It's been, what, 5 months now since, like, we began officially working one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I still refer back to the very first lesson that I did, the first video of removing the labels. I
I'm on
still
that. I'm still big on that, right? So
Yes,
important.
and it was so impactful, the very first moment, that I only refer to myself as my true self, not in a label. When I am doing my affirmations, when I'm just talking to myself in the shower, because that's my thing, is
Uh-huh.
water.
Uh-huh.
So I have full-on conversations in the shower, and I never once refer to a label as describing, identifying myself. I use my own true adjectives, who I actually am. And that changed everything because I always knew who I was on some level, but I was never able to accept it because I had a mountain of labels that had been put on me that had nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
And even just visualizing, I'm such a visual person and I can picture things moving and just picturing a label being removed and like this lotus flower opening. And as each petal opens, the label drops off.
Oh, that's a beautiful vision. Thank you for sharing that. Really, I'm picturing the petals falling as well.
Right? And like, yeah,
How did you
it,
make a connection with your business and the healing parts? Because I remember vividly every time you cleared something, money would show up
yeah,
for you.
yeah, every single time. Um, you know,
Or something, anything would shift. You would get an apology out of
mhm.
nowhere. You would reconnect with your passion, with your cello in the back, right?
Yes, with my music, with painting. I
Mhm.
painted again. One of this one right here, the
Yeah.
very first painting that I've done in years. And now I have multiple of my own
Mhm.
paint, like mine and my daughter's artwork in my
Mhm.
office. And just and then sewing. I started sewing again. I've just all of baking again. I
Wait,
was
and now how you show up on social media is different. You're loving TikTok.
Yeah. I've taken
TikTok
a break from that just for a second, but yeah, I'm even showing up on Instagram more in
Yay.
my
How would
stories.
work.
Yeah, and, like, this morning, I just posted a video. I I took the video yesterday. I have a hummingbird feeder right outside of my office window, and there's a big migration, so there's hummingbirds all over the place, and I just took a little video, and I posted that on social media, on Instagram this morning just for no reason, and it felt good, and, you know, the to answer the question of how changing my mindset has affected my business, I'm able to be me, where before I was playing a character, and I was okay with that because I knew that I'm going somewhere else. I have to try, I have to experiment, I have to test it out, and that's okay. But now I've done the work. Now I can see where I fit in and how I can play along with everyone else.
Mhm.
And I'm not afraid to be me. I'm not afraid to have my voice. I can post something and then and know and trust that either I just posting something just to share a little window, a little peek into my
Mhm.
world, or I'm posting it with the intention of getting some engagement,
Mhm.
and it happens. So, either I'm posting it and getting a bunch of likes just
You're able to direct your energy now clearly where your intention shows up within minutes.
yes, yes. Where before I'm just casting a wide net and
Mhm.
just hope something will happen. Maybe someone will like it. I hope someone likes it, but now, like, I have I expect to have some likes on this one. I
Mhm.
expect to have some I expect to have people follow my call to
Mhm.
action. I expect to have people comment on this,
Good.
and it's there, and I can trust that. I can trust that process because I trust myself,
You're trusting yourself.
right?
Now, one of the things we didn't focus on specifically, and we had this conversation. I was very upfront about it, right? And it was the creating, designing, finishing, writing, all the stuff with your course.
Yeah.
Remember? And I said we can't do that now. You don't have that foundation set yet where you're able to create that and launch it, right?
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about that because some people
Mhm.
may think, well, I have my course, I want my course now. Why that might not be possible for some people. Why they might have.
Oh, yeah. I've over the span of me having this version of my business, I've created like 20 courses. None
Yeah.
of them were successful, but I knew that, and I didn't have like, I was trying. I'm just
Mhm.
trying. I'm gonna do all of the things. I'm gonna follow all of the steps, and I'm gonna try. And it would fail, and okay, move on. Let's try it again. Okay, I'm learning. I'm still
Mhm.
learning. I never once beat myself up about a launch failing.
Yeah.
I've been consistent about that. So this time, yes, we talked about it numerous times, but it just, nope, not time, it's not time, it's not time. And then all of a sudden it hit. Now is time. Now is the time. But here's the funny thing. The course that I'm updating right now isn't even the course that we had originally talked about.
It's not going to
That's
be. Why? Why is it not going to be? I'm
This
coaching
is
you
not
right
the right
now.
time. It's not the
No,
right time. I don't even have I don't have the focus and the attention and
not you anymore. You're a
no.
different, it's a
Yes,
different timeline with a different perspective.
yes. So
The you who created that course is not the you who's now, right now, who's showing up.
right.
There's going to be a little disconnect.
There
Ah!
is, and there is such a disconnect. Even looking at the framework that I have, I'm like, I'll get back to you later. Well,
You're not passionate because now you're really passionate about something. So now what you're infusing your now work, your current work, with this new timeline energy,
yes.
and you're
And
creating this one a lot faster than the other one.
oh, it's already uploaded in my website. I'm still updating and uploading videos, but I have something to show, and I'm
How much more
showing it.
clarity are you having this time with this one as opposed to the struggle? I remember you posted
Yeah.
this beautiful stuff. It was beautiful. You had all these post-it notes, and I'm like, that's not gonna. I'm not saying it to myself.
No.
I don't tell you guys everything when I'm doing this this downloading of information from the universe. But I saw that and I'm like, that's gonna come down. She's
Yeah,
not gonna.
it's changed. It is completely different. I've taken so many and I just throw them away.
Yep.
Nope,
Yep.
nope, nope. Don't even
Yep.
I'll save them like, "Oh, well, maybe there's some good stuff in here." I haven't even looked at that in a week. I'm tossing. I don't need that.
And you're having more fun with this one, right?
I am. I really am. And, and even researching more things and talking to people, asking people like, "Hey,
Mhm.
this is the idea that I had for this one. What do you think about this versus this?" I never did that before. I never included people in my process, ever. This whole week has been about taking chances for me and uploading it into my website, into my training portal was a huge chance, a huge that I never did that before.
Mhm.
Sharing it completely unfinished, but and saying like, "Hey, I just need eyes on this. I need you to test it, try and sign in, and I need people that I've worked with that know about it, that have had my old version of this, but now this is the new version." So, in getting people in there, like, it's previously, I would have panicked when someone said there was an issue, when someone would send me a screenshot of like, "Oh, this thing doesn't work." I would have panicked because I failed. I messed up. And now I'm like, "Oh, okay, give me a second. I'll fix that if I can, if I get to it today."
Mhm.
And so this
There's
morning was the
so
first
much
time.
power in that, by the
So
way.
much, so much that I own that. I don't have to stress about it and panic and beat myself up. I'm in control. I'm in charge. There's no one's gonna I'm not gonna get in trouble. No one's gonna come in and say, "Gracia, you were supposed to set this up and do it correctly the first time." No, no.
Mhm.
And that was one of the biggest blocks that I had, is not to get too deep into, like, all the personal stuff, but I carried so much fear of doing what I love because I was told a long time ago that this thing that I'm so passionate about isn't profitable. There's no money in it. That's not a real job. You're not gonna you're no, that's go get a real job. We aren't those people. And I'm trying not to get emotional,
Oh,
but
I love it.
I pushed through that
I love
because
you.
I knew, I
Love your
felt it.
journey.
I felt it for years that this is what I'm meant to do, and I've always been able to be me and trust myself with it, but I didn't realize that that's what I was doing.
Mhm.
And so now and I even shared a video of I started recording a couple of videos and it was forced and something was off and I knew it was off and I'm like, "It's okay. It's okay. I tried. This doesn't feel right. So let me stop."
Mhm.
Rather than just push through it and just keep going. No, 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 no.
Mhm.
Let me stop for a second. And I stopped for a couple days, like almost a week. And then I got back to it. And I adjusted a few things. But the main thing was, and what I put in that video was the first time that I was recording it, I was focused on a nameless, faceless blob of a person, some corporate someone who was going to watch this thing and judge me. And so I'm trying to speak very clear and I'm speaking like a professional and here it is we see this information and I was so forced. And
Mhm.
then once I realized, like, wait, no, let me talk to my actual clients. So now
Mhm.
I'm talking to actual people and everything is so different. The lighting is different. The perspective, like me looking at the camera is different. Everything, my energy is different. and I posted the two videos together. It's from the exact same video. Like they're both the
I saw
introduction.
it. I saw it.
Yeah, night and day.
Visually, you can see how energy flows. Like
Yes.
I can talk all day long about how your personal energy, your frequency
Mhm.
travels through your content. And you
Yes.
right there proved it.
Yes. That's why I did that. That's why I did that. I
It
I
flows.
couldn't
Yeah,
keep that to myself.
that's proof. Energy flows. That's why you always have to be high vibe, right? It's one of my main things, like
Mhm.
be high vibe before you record anything, before you write content. And we did that also in the content program, right?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
very important. And you saw it for yourself. So now you know what? If I'm not feeling it, why am I not feeling it? Is it because it's a block or my energy's off? Big difference. If it's a block, because I'm afraid of showing up, that I'm going to do it just to do it. I'll delete it later if I have to.
Yeah.
Or my energy's off, then I'm just going to chill, right? Now you can tell the difference in your own human avatar. You can tell the
Yes.
difference of how your own energy is flowing. So you're better able to create kick ass content now,
Yes. Yeah.
right? So you have the tools. It's not just coaching. You acquire techniques and tools that you continue to use for the rest of your life and also for your own clients, for your
Yes.
kids, for your family, right?
Yeah. And it's not just in video, even in text, in
Yes,
writing.
absolutely.
There's
All
a
content.
big difference because
Anytime you're sharing something, it's an energy exchange. Absolutely. Even just, a phone call. Absolutely. You ever get a phone call from someone, you're like, something's off?
Yep.
Energy never lies.
Yep.
So amazing. So one of the big things was, and I say this and I use it in my marketing and in my content, that and it just very important, and I will always continue to say this, I never talk about money with clients. We never gave you a limit. We never gave you a minimum threshold or maximum. We never talked about that, did we?
Nope. Nope. Like just, pay, setting up my financials and just managing that.
Creating the
Just
energy pathways, right? For
yeah,
money to come in,
yeah. But that
having a
was
better relationship with money.
mhm.
What was your favorite part of creating that energy pathway for money to come into your 3D? We did a
Playing
lot. I
yeah, we did so much. But playing with different ways of opening those pathways. Um, Journaling, even like the 555 journaling, writing it out,
Mhm.
um, the checks, writing out the checks, clearing
Yeah.
out your wallet, and, all of those different activities that just individually
Mhm.
outside of a program, it might not mean much to anyone, but when you're following all of those steps and you're writing a check to yourself from the universe. And I told you just recently, I took it a step further.
Yeah.
And rather than writing the checks, which I have a whole stack of
Yeah.
fake blank checks that I
Yeah.
created, but I found deposit slips. So now I play with that. So now I have some deposit slips. So this is just deposited straight into my
Right.
account.
There
And
you
then
go.
I can write a check that I'm spending this money. So now I can play with it and
Isn't it
have
fun?
it is fun. It is fun. I woke up the other day and I messaged you immediately
Yep.
after this
I have
happened.
it.
I woke up and just rolled over and I saw $5,000. What? What is that? I just saw the
Mhm.
number 5,000.
It's
What?
coming. It's on its way.
And then I'm standing at the kitchen or I'm standing at the sink washing dishes, and all of a sudden I just had this feeling and this word popped in my head of money. I can feel money. What? And I was so excited. I was like, "Okay, this is new. I feel money." So I'm standing there, and my daughter's at the kitchen table. She's like, "What's happening, mommy?" And I'm like, "I'm feeling money. I can feel it. This feels nice." And going through all of the different exercises of connecting with the frequency.
The frequency. I love that you said that. Yes. The frequency of money.
Just connecting with that, just and like we talked about, like the old, switchboard
Yes,
operator, plug,
exactly.
plug right
Plug
in.
it in. You don't want that one, plug it in somewhere else.
Yes,
Absolutely.
and I can feel it, and,
Hmm.
I'm trying to think of what other.
Just
Oh,
having a better relationship with money, but
yes. When I told you about it, when I was able to put, um, $100
yes.
away.
Yeah. Like an actual $100 bill.
Uh, it's in 20s, but
Okay. Oh,
I
it's
didn't
okay. I thought it was $100 bill.
it's still $100. It was
It's
still
fine.
$100. And but you know what? Maybe I'll be, whenever I get to the store, then I can switch it out. But, you know, being able to do that, and I told you in that moment, the the ability to know that I can set aside $100 and it's not gonna break the bank. I have $100 to put over here. I don't have to touch it. I'm not going to touch it, 'cause it's just gonna keep multiplying.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching one of your trainings, because 'cause I've gone through so many of them, but one where you said specifically, even putting $100 in your wallet, not to spend, and I remember in that moment having a, like, "Well, yeah, that must be nice. Yeah, sure, okay, one day." And, like, yeah, I'm gonna do all the stuff, I'm doing it, okay, I'm doing it, but, yeah, I don't have $100 that I can just put
Just
away
have
somewhere.
there and not use, right? Every dollar is being used right now. Hmm.
Yes, and when I got to that moment, when I had $100 and that I don't have to think about it.
You just leave it there. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
there.
mhm. It's sitting in my money jar on the
I
shelf, and
love that.
I don't
Oh,
have to think.
so
It's going to
now your
like,
frequency, now because you're so connected to consciousness, God, angels, universe, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, because it's all the same thing, you're aware now of what you need at every given time to feel abundant,
mhm,
to feel confident,
yeah,
to feel like you can actually accomplish your goals the way you want to experience them
yes.
compared to, the old timeline,
Yeah,
which is
and
what I like to call it.
I just realized I have something sitting right in front of me as always, my bottle with my green
Green for money.
sticky note written in green. I've got my green pen and, my glass water bottle because you told me not to use the metal water
No,
bottle.
don't use metal, don't use plastic.
So,
Hmm.
yeah,
Now,
I
a big question, right? Because I'm a big and I always go against industry standards. I don't give up. We spent 4 months together, and I know like I gave you like an extra 2 weeks, I think it
yeah,
was, because I had like that the problem with the freaking internet. I don't know what it was. Anyway,
yeah,
and I was like, sure, don't worry about it. You have an extra 2 weeks. We basically spent, I think it was 3 phone calls just catching up because we knew like this part was over,
yeah,
and we were more, I think we our focus, and I say we because we're a team, right, working together, we were more focused on the maintenance of this
mhm,
energy, sitting in this new timeline,
yeah,
seeing it like from new eyes, but also now reacting. Because remember, I remember clearly as your timeline was shifting, you did have some things going on in your
yeah,
personal life that were clearing out.
yeah,
And having that time, having that extra time of not having to do stuff, of not
right.
having to do an exercise. How was that for you knowing I'm now in my timeline? And now this extra time I have with Millie, I can focus more on maintaining it and processing it from being in this timeline, because we were still working together when you actually hit your timeline,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Can you
Yeah.
talk about that a little bit?
Um, yeah. So first, it's the timeline, like I had a goal for myself that I never told you about. I told you after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
My goal for myself was as long as I just break even
Mm-hmm.
with the investment that I made, because it was an investment. And even just thinking of it like that as an investment, that was a huge game changer for how I behaved during the program. Um, but all I wanted was just to break even. If I can just break even, then we are good. Awesome. She's amazing. Yes, I broke even. Great. Yeah, I made 4 times what I manifested 4 times what I had invested.
I
So,
can't believe you actually, wow, I can't believe that's how much it actually was.
yep,
Woo.
4 times. And it all came at once.
At once.
Yes, all
Uh,
at once.
and we never
And
talked about the money goal.
nope,
If
nope,
we would have
never
done
talked.
that, you create your block. You create, oh, well, I only
Ooh,
want. Then you're going to limit what the universe is going to give you. That's,
yeah. Like, I had this idea and I didn't write it down. It was just
yeah.
like, just mentally, like,
Yeah.
well, okay. But again, yeah, we never worked towards breaking even. There was
We never
never
talked about it. Never.
no.
And then I
Uh,
did a trick for you too. Your wheel of emotion, right? I said, do it once, never look at it again. And towards the end, you looked at it
yeah,
and you
just something
noticed the difference, right?
completely
Because I think
different.
I had you do it again without looking at it. So, right? You
Mhm,
did it again, don't look at it,
mhm.
and then compare it.
Yep, yep,
And there were
yeah,
shifts in all areas, right? That's why I love the wheel of emotion, right? All
yep,
areas. Your personal
same.
life, your self love, right? All the things.
Yeah, because self-love, being able to look in the mirror and have nice things to say,
Mm-hmm.
oh, no, that would not have happened before. There would have been a critique of everything that
Mm-hmm.
I s and even the fact that I put on weight during it, I could have beaten myself up about that because I was doing really good working out and doing things, and
Mm-hmm.
nothing else changed. I wasn't exercising during when we were working, and that was interesting that I wasn't even exercising when I had done that before. But then I started closer to the end, started because you had advised, start doing my morning yoga sun salutation. And I started doing that, but I wasn't doing any cardio, anything.
You didn't
And
change
I
your eating habits.
no, no, my eating habits were the same. I eat
How do you
really
feel
well.
now?
I feel amazing. I feel amazing. And
People think I'm crazy when I say, like, you can lose weight without going to the gym.
I'm already losing weight now. I put on
It's
and a
all
part of
energy
it, I think
frequency.
well,
Oh.
and opening the floodgates to my trauma and everything and releasing that. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that was the real thing that
Yeah.
happened with was I'd held so much in and pushed it aside, and now I'm having to deal with it. So I'm feeling that and processing and releasing that.
Mm-hmm.
And with, the cortisol and everything, I just, and but now nothing else has changed. I'm back to doing the exercise that I was doing before,
And
but
you enjoy doing. You
yeah,
enjoy doing it because it makes you feel good. You're not doing it for vanity reasons.
right, right. Even to be able to, like, on my Apple Watch, to be able to close the rings, exciting when before it was, "Okay, I'll do
Mm-hmm.
30 minutes. Alright, it's been 10, I'm done. I can't. I'm done. I'm tired."
Mm-hmm.
And now, like, "Oh, I already closed it, but I'm not done
But I'm
yet."
not.
Literally this morning, This morning, I felt it close to the ring, and I'm like, yeah, I got another 10 minutes in me. That's
This is
new.
what happens when you shift timelines. The
Yes.
shifting of timelines. You have to do the healing work, the mindset work. The physical will come. The physical will
Yeah.
come. But your physical is tired. Your physical, when you by the time it gets to the point where you're like, I'm gonna freaking invest in a coach. I'm gonna invest in my energy healer. It's because your avatar is tired. Your avatar needs a break.
And I was. I was tired. I'd been running on fumes for so long,
Yeah.
and I knew I wasn't done. I wasn't ready to give up.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that this choice that I made for my business, for myself, I
Mm-hmm.
knew it wasn't wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that it wasn't, but and I wasn't ready to throw in the towel and say, "You know what? We had a good run. We
Yeah.
tried, and yeah, maybe they were right.
Yeah.
Maybe this isn't a real job." But I mean,
Yeah.
manifesting 12,000 in 1 month, I mean,
By the time you
that's
switch timelines,
great.
yeah. Now, and this is the thing, right? Like I was saying, one of the last question was how I'm not one of those coaches that says you have to coach with me for a year or with any coach for a year. I call that maintenance coaching, right? I call that the once or twice a month, and you're able, if you pay up front, get a discount. That's the way. And now I'm going back into business, but that's the way usually that's supposed to work, right? What you did do was sign up for the membership. How is the membership helping you now with maintaining?
I love it. So, like what you were asking before about the last couple weeks with the maintenance, it was so nice to continue that routine
Mm-hmm.
because we had a routine, and I looked forward to Mondays and Fridays. I
Yeah.
really looked forward to it. So even having that very end of it just being maintenance, I was still in that routine. I wasn't just left to like, "Okay,
Oh
well,
no, of
have fun."
course not. I couldn't live with myself if I did that.
Right,
You
right.
know me too well. I'm like, no,
No, no, no, no, no.
too much
Um,
integrity to do that.
yes, and even now, you check in
Of
now.
course, I check in on
Right,
you.
right.
You're
And
my
it's
girl.
and it's so funny because even like I do the same with my clients that
Yeah.
I haven't seen in months and years, and
Yeah.
I still check in. And so having that in return just feels amazing. It because I know I did the work. I did the work.
Mhm.
I did it. You created the stuff, but I had to watch the
You
videos. I
had
had
to
to do
do it.
it. And to have that check-in of just, "How you doing? How's everything going? What's the plan? What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And just to be able to talk about it, like, "Okay,
How is it going being in that new timeline? Any
yeah,
hiccups? Because that's what it was. You hit your timeline before our time was up, which was
yes,
great,
yes,
right? Because then you still had your support of, hey, this is
yes,
happening in my timeline. And it did happen once. You were triggered
yeah,
with something personal, and I was like, whoa,
yeah,
your old timeline is trying to bring you back.
yeah,
Remember? Oh my God, I remember that day. I was like, no, ignore it. Ignore it.
yeah,
Don't be
yeah."
triggered by it. Right?
And I needed that because to have you see that. Like, I'm trying my best. I'm trying. I think I'm doing it. And they're like, "No, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
You know what to do. Pay attention.
Yes. And
You
yep.
got
I was
this."
like, you learned it already. Put it back into practice. Bring it back.
Yeah. And going through that, like, okay, so now that I'm on my own doing things, I now know to catch myself. I know how to push through it. And I know I can recognize, like, oh, no, that's not me. Mm-mm.
Mhm.
No, no, you can go now. I don't accept you. Bye.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I'm not, don't call me back to the old time. I was like an ex-boyfriend trying to call you back.
yes, exactly. Yeah,
We
I don't
broke
want.
up for a reason.
Yes, we did. Bye.
And the
Go
membership
find someone else to bother.
is really good for maintenance, right? I created the membership for maintenance
Yeah.
purposes and to keep right keep you people on track with the daily assignments.
Yes, and I love it, and I love that how consistent you are with reminding us that it's, you're never late. You're never behind. All of the stuff is there. So even right now, I've been, and I told you, I've been head down in the computer. I'm working, I'm working,
Yeah,
I'm working. I'm still here. I'm still here, but I'm
yeah.
working. And I know that when all of this is done, when it's uploaded, I have a whole list of things that I can check in and do, and activities and things that, and jump right back in. And I love that. I love the ability to have support, to see other women who are
Mhm.
doing the same thing, and supporting others and celebrating. I love that. And it's fun. It's
Mhm.
nice. It's a safe space, and it's a freeing space. And I just, before before we ended the initial um, sessions, I had already decided, like, I'm signing up for your membership.
Yeah, I remember. You're like, I'm in there.
Yeah, because if this is what I got one on one, I don't want this train to stop.
Mhm.
So many other programs, like, yes, either you're still working one on one for a year, or you sign up for the course and you're left on your own, and there's no additional guidance to keep you going, to keep that consistency and
Mhm.
all of those reminders. And I like that you have this option that is so beneficial, and just, my God, the amount of information that you have.
The calendar is always full, different time zones,
Always.
different things, short programs, long programs.
Yeah.
Liz just took the synergy, the missed opportunities. You saw her review. She's like, oh my
Oh,
god! And it was her first time because she's busy and she's in New York, right? So
yeah.
she's different time zone, and she's like, I forgot how amazing your shit is.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Mhm.
Every single,
And even
I
if you
know.
have 5 minutes, right? Because I have the daily task takes about 5 minutes to do.
Yep.
Awesome. So, what is like your most like looking back, if you had to sum it up, this whole experience, how would you sum that up?
Life changing.
Make me cry. You and Liz. Oh my God.
Life changing.
Uh,
Seriously. Like, I'm going to cry.
uh,
I I'm in.
See, when people say, don't, you can't sell tangible. This is tangible. You're telling me your feelings are intangible? My feelings fucking matter. Feelings matter because if you feel like crap, how the hell are you supposed to run your business?
Yeah.
Then you're making money decisions off of lack and all the other stuff.
Okay. Feelings are tangible. And here's the proof. I spent my entire life void of feelings. I wasn't allowed to express my feelings. I wasn't allowed to express my emotions. I was told point blank, no, whatever I was feeling was wrong. I was told repeatedly. You showed me how to unlock that. You gave me permission to unlock that. You gave me the permission to feel, to express what I'm feeling, to enjoy what I'm feeling,
Mhm.
and to take full ownership of what I'm feeling, and not be ashamed of it.
Mhm.
And I never had that before. I To be doing something that I love, and to have all of the emotions that go with it, to be proud of myself, to be
Mhm.
little let down because I could have done a little bit better on that, and you know what? I dropped the ball on that one,
Yes,
and
so
you know
what?
what? I'm so proud of myself for doing this.
Yeah.
All of the things, all of the things, and they're all valid.
And now, because of that, how much more you connected to your business and the clients you serve. You're able to say, I'm a coach now. You didn't even want to say that. And I honored that and respected it. And I said, no, she's not a coach. She doesn't call herself a coach. Right.
Yep.
And now you're like, fuck that. I am a coach and a great communication coach too. Right.
Yes.
I love you. I'm so proud of you. That's never going to change. You're beautiful. Look how beautiful you are. Even your aura's changed. And wait a minute for the kicker. How much more emotionally, I don't want to say emotional intelligence, but more emotionally regulated has your daughter been now?
Oh my God.
Let's not forget my beautiful little Amelia.
I'm gonna break down.
Because your shifts affects your kids' shifts too.
Yeah. Everything that I was going through, that massive timeline shift,
Yeah.
she was going through it too.
She was going through, she saw it and she felt it. I remember her sitting on your lap. Oh, so beautiful.
So we went from I had to buy a new chair so that she could sit in the chair and curl up next to me and hold my hand while I'm working, if not sitting on me and cuddled with me while I'm working. We went from that. Okay. You saw it. You saw it.
Yeah. And I embraced it. I welcomed it. Right.
Many of my clients saw it because it was summer. So, kids are home during the summer. I still have to work.
Of course.
Just was it Wednesday? Tuesday. Looking at the calendar. Tuesday. I had a client book a session out of nowhere. So that happened.
Because why wouldn't money just show up just to show up?
I literally woke up with congratulations, you got a new booking.
Of course I do.
Of course I did. Brand new person. Never saw this person before. Brand new. They're in Australia. I'm in the US.
Of course.
So not only did she book the session that morning, but she booked it just a total glitch in scheduling. The session was starting at the time my daughter was getting off of the bus.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, we got this. We got this. I had already tried to get her to reschedule and like it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. Whatever happens, happens. We'll deal with it. It's fine. Amelia was in the other room playing, doing her own thing. The session went over. We talked for like an additional 30, 45 minutes. I finished and asked, like, Amelia, are you okay? And she was like, yeah, I'm playing. Who is this child? She was doing her own thing. She was fine. She was fine. She doesn't need me right now. She came in a couple times, but it was just like, can you turn the tablet on? And she just left. Whereas before, mommy's in a session, therefore must have all of my attention, please. No, no. Now she can come home from school and like, I got stuff to do. I'm fine.
I'm in my own little world. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you saw the before.
Yeah, because the before, you know what it was, right? The before was you were carrying around a little version of you that needed that attention, and you were projecting it on her. She was just acting it out. She was being you.
Was.
So you
She was.
didn't get that affection. That's what now you're fine. You're healed. She's like, okay, cool. I don't need to protect my mommy anymore. I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah. And to just what you said, like me carrying that little version of myself, like she's literally the same age.
Yeah.
So it is literally, and that was, I was carrying that so much that
Yeah.
I have to heal this. I have to heal this.
Yeah.
This is time right
Yeah.
now. It's not an option. I have to heal this now.
Yeah.
And homegirl is playing by herself.
Now you can have random sessions because she's not up your butt. Woo!
Yeah, yeah. Doesn't even want to be.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, like,
Yay! Oh,
in the chair now more than
I
her.
love it.
It's yeah.
Aww. I'm so I'm at a loss for words because like it was an intense time working with you because I also had to, when we're doing our energy healings or we're doing, the downloads from consciousness of what needs to be addressed,
Mhm.
um, I have to process that too. And I want to say that just by looking at your face and seeing your aura and your energy, like it's just relaxed. Now you can focus on your business and this new timeline without the pressure and trauma from the other timelines, right?
Yeah,
You can literally now say, okay, that was the old timelines. I'm no longer connected to that. And I'm moving forward, stepping into this fully.
yeah.
So,
One thing I wanna add,
yeah.
because you do connect, and I didn't have an issue with this. I've never had a problem with sharing what's going on, but I know that many people can have that issue with
Being
you
too
have to
vulnerable.
it is very, very vulnerable, and I've never had that block. That's never been one of mine, but even just thinking about it now retroactively, is that the right word? Um,
In
but
retrospect.
in retrospect, there we go. Um,
Who's the communication coach now? No.
exactly, exactly. Like, I still need my coach sometimes. Um, but, um, thinking about it, I you saw me just revealed raw, and the things that I couldn't hide, the things that I was hiding, the
Would
things
show up
you
anyway. I knew them. I knew
you
them because
knew.
they would come to me.
Right, and I had to be ready to just, "Okay, this is me. This whatever you see, this is me." And the fact that you were able to connect with me, and then in a split second, and watch you get a download, and like, "No, no, no, I just got something for you." Like, a very specific session that we had
Mm.
where you and I still think about the session, not even the
You
trauma
have the
that we
recordings. You have every recording minus
I
one.
haven't yeah,
Is that the one you're talking
no,
about? Okay.
no, but just that, like, we gotta talk about that,
We'll do it
but just
offline. We'll do it
yeah,
offline.
but the session where you cleared trauma that I had held so deep, and it was we weren't even talking about that, we hadn't even come
We,
up with that, like,
we
it
weren't
wasn't
planning
even
for that. Yeah, we weren't
we
planning on
weren't
doing
even
an energy session that
at
way.
all, and like I said, I think back on that session, not the trauma, and
I
thinking
think I know
back
which
on
one
that
you're talking about. The NLP
because
one.
yes, just out of nowhere,
It was a good session.
it was. I use that exact method
Yeah.
for myself
Yeah.
now.
Ah, see, that's the thing. Because you keep the recordings, all your recordings, you're able to say, what is this technique? I can use it. You can use it on your child. You can use it, with
Yes,
your clients. You can use it on
yes,
yourself.
in
Yeah.
a second, in a second.
Yeah.
it just because you connect, because you see, you
Mhm.
are able to give us something that is so special, so unique, so tailored to us that months, years down the line, we can reference that one thing that was for me. That
Yep.
wasn't for anyone else. Because you even said, "I've never done this with anyone else." That was mine.
Nope. Certain
And
methods come through to me, and I'm like, oh, you have to do it this way.
yeah, and you see that in your other workshops, in your other
Mhm.
training. You see that you like, you will talk to one person, like, "I'm getting this download for you."
Mhm.
And I love that. I love that you're able to do that, to tap into that
Mhm.
and give me something that I have now used, couldn't even tell you how many times.
Awesome.
Couldn't tell you. And
Awesome.
it's just so instantaneous that, like, no, I no longer
Even
carry that.
even after our time together, you're
Mhm,
still getting results and using the tools
mhm.
and the techniques that you learned and you used. Awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for doing this video with me.
You're so
I'm going to
welcome.
stop recording now. So thank you guys for also watching the video. And if you want to work with my girl here, Gracia, who is a communication coach, she's able to help you formulate your sentences and your whatever is in here out. Um, I'll go ahead and put the link for her info below, and I will chat with you guys later.